Bloggo's POW.
So I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. This is 1980X. This is the Switch version. It's also out on PC and PS4, I believe. And it suddenly dropped into my Nintendo eShop at the weekend. And okay, £8.99. I'd normally wait for something to go down, but this looked special. Now, if you've been following this online, on social media, or on other outlets, it's what's going to grab you in is the promise of 80s style arcade games, and for that it totally delivers. You basically have 5 games that are based on popular arcade genres. Well, 4.5. I'll come to that in a bit. So you have a Final Fight clone, ostensibly an R-Type clone, a 3D racer, shades of Outrun there, a ninja scrolling beat 'em up, which looks a lot like it should be part of Revenge of Shinobi, but actually plays a lot more like SNK's Psycho Soldier on speed. And lastly, a very odd dungeon crawler. I'll come back to that one. But the story of 1980X is a coming-of-age story. If you were born maybe in the early to mid-70s, and you were lucky enough to live near an arcade, and you're of that kind of persuasion of going down the arcades on a regular basis, this story will speak to you. It's about the escapism of going to an arcade. It's about how the games that you play in the arcade stay with you while you're in your classroom at school. It's about how you don't do your homework because you're thinking about going back to the arcades and getting a better run on whatever game you're addicted to at that moment. And for that reason, this really resonated with me. Okay, it's a very short game. I said game in inverted commas. It's a very short experience. Each of the 5 arcade games are short, one level affairs generally, and you will finish them. And the narration and story in between isn't particularly long. It never outstays its welcome. The presentation on this is absolutely fantastic. It's a beautiful neon drenched pixel art dream. It looks fantastic, it really does. You can see for yourself how beautiful it is here. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of these look like backgrounds to 16-bit console games, but they happen just to be telling the story. The games themselves. So first off is Beating Heart, and it is a Final Fight clone. Button to punch and kick, a button to jump, both together form a jump kick. It looks fantastic. It doesn't outstay its welcome. Really, really nice music there as well. The second game is called Out of the Void. It models itself after R-Type, but for my money, it really reminds me of an early 90s Konami game on the Super Nintendo. Crossed maybe with PC Engine shooters, Thunder Force and things like that. It's a whole first stage, you've got a boss battle. Again, it's really good, and that's something I really enjoy as a sideways scrolling shooter, as you already know. The third game is called Runaway. Model after Outrun. It's a bit more neon than Outrun is. Really reminds me of Top Gear on the Super Nintendo as well. And this is where some of this 1980s inspiration doesn't quite cut it with me. A few of these games almost seem like early to mid 90s console games rather than 80s arcade games, but that's a small niggle because they're so well done. We'll let that slide. They definitely do fit in with this. The fourth game is called Shadow Play. As I mentioned earlier, it looks like it should be part of the Shinobi series. It looks like Revenge of Shinobi or Shinobi 3. As I said earlier, it's forced scrolling, so it plays a bit like SNK Psycho Soldier. It's the one I had the most difficulty with because it's a bit of a memory test, but it looks fantastic. Yeah, absolutely great. Last game is a very strange dungeon crawler called Kill Screen, but it does have a fantastic build up. You start with at a very low level. As you progress through the dungeon and fight the 3 dragons you have to, the game starts to glitch out and the AI running the dungeon starts to scold you like a child. All the while the entire facade of the simulation is breaking down around, and I won't spoil what happens beyond that. There's enough spoilers in this game, in this review as it is, but it will stay with you, that will. And then you get the last bit, and I won't tell you what happens right at the end, and it brought me to tears. It really did resonate with me so much at the end. And then it says it is to be continued, so there is going to be another part, and to be honest, I can't wait. It is expensive, £8.99, or I don't know what it is on Steam or PSN, but £8.99 on the eShop is steep, something which you can go through in around about 20 minutes. But God, I hate to use the word nostalgia, but yes, what a nostalgia rush. It's beautiful if you're of a certain age. It really is.
Here, subscribe or naff off!